Hi, guys. Welcome to the Pilosopo Podcast. I'm your host. My name is Piggy Jr., and today we have our guest, the founder of Filipino Homes Estate in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Leuterio.
Yes, good morning, Boss Jigger, and good morning to all viewers of our webinar podcast for Pilosopo Podcast. Here I'm again sharing you some insights about real estate, Boss Jigger.
Our topic for today, Boss Anthony, is the real estate industry in the new normal. Now, before we get to where we are now, let's go back in time for just a little bit. Okay, let's go back to 2019, the last quarter, before all of this hit, before the pandemic hit. What was your outlook? How did the real estate industry look like for you, Anthony, at Filipino
Yeah,
Homes? Go ahead.
actually, the outlook of real estate in 2009 was really going up.
2019.
Yeah, 2019, because it's going up for the past 3 years. The market was so good, so many buyers and so many developers are now actually reactivating their investments, their properties, and they're building their subdivisions and condominiums. So they are expecting 2020 as the best year. And that time, when we've been talking that what will be 2020, so we are expecting maybe about they can double their budget. But we never know because of this uncertainty. And that time in 2020 in April, we got hit by this COVID, March, and everything is changing. So it doesn't change on price, but it changed on the way we do business in real estate.
So your outlook for 2020, looking back from 2019, was this was going to be an even better year for the real estate industry. An even better year considering that 2019 was a great year, wasn't it, sir?
Yes, it was really great. All the developers are so excited. In fact, we're expecting maybe mga 20 to 30% new developers building projects. Daghan gyud kayo. So many people are calling it on. We want to come in. We want to become a developer. That's the story. And there's so many new projects coming in. In fact, most of the projects are coming in by May and June. Those are the projection. We launch some old projects. We relaunch it, meaning there are projects that was having a delay in permits because, as you can see, the government have a delay in releasing permits. So most of them are expecting May, June, July that the permits will be released. And unfortunately, we have caught in this situation. And I've been talking to them last March. Most of the developers are calling me and said, what will happen? What will happen? And I cannot predict. Honestly speaking, nobody can predict what will happen. So, but I always tell them, we just wait and see. And that's the reason we diverted our attention by April. We're giving up so many help to all those people who are in need. And in in April 28, I saw an opportunity that there are a lot of inquiries going on because most of the buyers are already waiting and also planning to buy property. So we started in February 28 to reactivate and to enter the market. And fortunately, it was really timely. Most of the developers, I'm calling them, you have to start selling. And they were so shocked because they never expected they can sell 10, 30 units for the first week of May. So,
Okay, sir. Before we get to April already and May, so your outlook for 2020 from the outside looking in from 2019 to 2020 was rosy. Now, when you finally realized that this pandemic was real, that this crisis was real and it was going to hit the Philippines, what were your first thoughts when it first dawned in that to you that this was a real crisis?
yeah, I mean, all of us are really afraid of what will be happening. Okay, so there's so many fears, uncertainties, And even me, I was questioning myself, so what will happen? So since everything is standstill, so everybody are waiting what will happen. So I was observing it's not easy to really just stand still. We have to do something. So nobody can really predict last March and April. And until now, we observe, we studied, and we have some little results that I can share to you later. And what are the new normals in real estate?
Yes, sir. So now that we're here in the eye of the storm, now that we're here in this pandemic, and it looks like it's going to be with us for quite a bit, maybe for the entire year, maybe 2 years until we find a vaccine. Although the country is slowly opening up in some areas, what are the new practices for this new normal in the real estate industry, Boss Luterio?
Yeah, first, the new normal is people understand that they need quarantine-friendly home. Okay, so that's one thing that I observed last April, that so many people are stuck in a home, that there's no office, that it's a conducive area where they cannot move, they cannot exercise. So I was talking around to so many people, and even and some of the buyers. So what's your preference when we will open the market? Chaton, can you find me some home that have a little office, have a little yoga area, have a little gym? So I thought of calling Darrell and go, Darrell, I think there will be new designs that we have to implement in the next real estate projects. Okay, so that's where we started last April.
So all of these designs that Boss Darrell proposed, architect Darrell, who actually was supposedly part of this interview right now. Unfortunately, I think her Wi-Fi isn't so good, which is actually a real problem for us in the real estate industry, or for any industry for that matter, who depend on the internet strength to do business. And I think we can tackle that. But the proposal, the ideas of architect Darrell Garcia, are these ideas that are easily implementable? How about those condominiums, those homes that are already finished? Are they going to be reconstructed? You know, are they going to be renovated? How will these changes affect the ongoing construction of homes? Are they already developing based on your recommendations, sir, or are they just building and picking it up where they left off pre-coronavirus?
Yeah, so what happened is, the existing projects will still be sold. The existing project will still be there, but there will be some buyers that really prefers the new models, new design. So maybe we consider about 15 to 20% of new buyers that they want a new design. But still, for the existing condo, it's still acceptable. It's like today, Cagayan de Oro launched a project last 2 years ago. The condo is, we call it standalone, with a little swimming pool, little gym, and it's been doing good. Okay, it's been selling good for the last 8 days. We sold out 100 units in Cagayan. So it's just the same condo.
So what is the transaction model now? How do you close deals now in the new normal? Do you do everything online? Do you receive your down payments through wire transfers? How about the go see? Will the client visit the site? And if so, do you have a problem with the scheduling of the visiting of the sites and all that stuff? So maybe you can give us an idea, sir, the steps of the transactions in this new normal.
Yeah, I'll give you the steps on how we came in while we are in ECQ. Okay, so we found out in our study, since we have 49 offices all over the Philippines, we are the first company who really activate the brokers, the agents, and the developers. Okay, so everything is instanced there. So I give the report to the developer. The new normal is there will be some new buyers that needs new design. Okay, so then they ask me, what type of design? Sustainable. They want a little garden that they can plant in about 2 meters with their vegetables. They want less damage to the environment. So we know that, okay? But that's about 50 to 20% of the new buyers coming in. The 80% are the existing projects where we don't have a worry about selling it, okay? Number two, how do you enter the market? You've been asking me, Don, what's the new normal in selling? So first, in order to activate, we have to negotiate with the developer. Third, do you have a team that will handle transaction? Can you modify the way we sell, okay, and accept payments? So what they do, the developers, they come up with a team, even they are work at home, they created an instruction how to deposit payment, how to have the transaction close, and how to go with the process of getting buyers. Then after that, they finalize the deposit slip, they negotiated with the banks that the banks will just accept payments, and the banks will get the buyer's information sheet to confirm with the sale. Then we talk with the agent. So after the agent, we talk with the agent. I told them, okay, the developers are now ready. So there's 300 developers, maybe about 30 developers, only 10% are ready for the ECQ selling. So when we started this, Cebulan Master, we started with Froilan, Gaisano, and so many, and also Top Properties, and so many other developers are already accepting. Lumina, Brea, the Villar Group are accepting online transaction. Then some developers follow through. So they've been asking me, what's their process, Mr. Leuterio? So I've been sharing to them, if you want sale, because our agents are really starting to market now, this is their process. They have their online
Sir,
deposit.
it looks like there is no crisis in the real estate industry. But let me get this straight. In the first quarter of 2020, based on your projections from 2019 of what the first quarter will be in 2020, how much percentage points has it fallen short? Is it 50% less than you projected?
Yeah.
Is it, maybe you can give us an idea where we are now, moving forward.
Okay, I'll tell you frankly, Jigger, when a business is closed, you cannot expect a full sale. So if the developer, example, January, February, the sales was really tremendously high. And everybody are excited by March. The first quarter and second quarter, we are already prepared to hit the record selling sale. Now,
wow.
Yes, honestly, how many OFW? We're looking about 12 to 13 million legal OFW, and we're looking at another 8 million OFWs that are undocumented. We're looking about 18 to 20 million OFWs. And we are only developing 200,000 with all developers all over the country. So the disparity of 200,000 that are developed, pre-selling, RFO, and the buyer, which is 20 million, 10% of 20 million, that is 2 million buyers, cannot match. So imagine the 2 million buyers, they can only cater 200,000. So let's go back to the question of how much is the market that is now given by the ECQ sale, correct? You're asking me that? So what's
yes, boss. Yes, boss. Yeah.
Assuming if you are running in a sale, assuming you're a developer, you're running at 1 billion a month sale. Now, if you are close, do you expect a sale with 1 billion? You will not expect. So that's the issue. Okay, so you can never quantify today how much is the decrease and how much is the increase, because
it's close.
70% is close.
Okay.
So
do you think when things start opening up here in Cebu or in the entire Philippines, are we going to hit the ground running? Are we going to, as the cliche would put it, bust out of the gates? Or are we going to go on a slow crawl uh, in the real estate industry?
Okay, I'll give you a good example. Cagayan, this week already in GCQ. Okay, now Cagayan sale is doing, assuming 100% every month. Do you know what happened? In just GCQ week, we already had the same sale last January.
Wow.
Yeah, so it means if developers open, if the market is already, you can go out, it's already in a normal state, even GCQ where they can meet the buyer. I know there will be we can come up with 70% normal sale. So if we are expecting 100%, maybe we can cater the 70% in the normal way. So real estate can never be disruptive, especially now that we are into backlog. We get so many backlogs, so many OFW. OFW is the one that really save our economy, and it will be the first that will really stimulate Philippines.
So most of your clientele are OFWs. You mentioned a number roughly around 18 million OFWs, right, boss?
Yes, yes, 18 million.
I'm sure you yourself and your real estate agent, all, I don't know, 15,000 real estate agents of Filipino Homes all over the country, have spoken, I'm sure, to the OFWs, right? What are their thoughts? What are their conversations like? Are they stopping payment? Are they asking for delay of payments? Are they buying more? Maybe you could give us an idea how the OFWs feel in these very trying times.
Yeah. Okay. There are some buyers that they really requested for extension of payment. So instead they pay March, April, since they cannot go out, they cannot put money in their bank account. So they send a letter and say, can we start our March payment to June? And most of the developers allow that. So maybe if you look at 2% only back out. Okay, so maybe they cannot proceed the payment because they are layoff but in their job, but it's only minimal. But most of them, they proceed with their payment, and there's about 5% who requested for extension of payment.
You know, boss, although Filipino Homes is one of the, if not the biggest real estate company in the Philippines, what are your peers, the other real estate companies in the Philippines doing? Are they doing the same things as you are? Are they doing things differently? Because I know you guys are in touch with each other. You have what they call friendly competition, right? So yeah. What else is everybody doing?
Yeah, today I have a meeting with REBAP. REBAP is one of the biggest association, Real Estate Brokers Association of the Philippines, and we have a kumustahan, sharing of views. What do you think about coming back to real estate? I mean, we have a very healthy competition in real estate, and it depends on how ready you are. Okay, so Filipino Homes is just ready because I've been talking to you last October that we are a digital company. We are a digital platform. So we prepared so many software that even there's a lockdown, we can still move on. Even last April, when the hard GCQ was implemented, I can sell. It's not a problem. I can sell, but I just want to I just want to sympathize on the social media that everybody are so, are so emotional on the issue. So we're not selling, but we started selling April 28th, and they understand that for the past 1 month, we've been helping the Philippines, all over the Philippines. We've been giving out.
So you mentioned, I know I've talked to you so many times, Don, and yes, your company is indeed a digital company, even way before the coronavirus pandemic, right? So they say that it is those companies, those industries that are digitized already who will survive, if not thrive, in this new normal. Your company, being a highly digitalized company, in fact, a lot of your transactions are overseas, does that mean that things are even better for you now, or will be better for you now, since everybody will have to transact digitally more than ever.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a company today, whether you're in real estate, restaurant, or whatever business, you have to be ready all the time. We are just so ahead, ready, because we know that the digital transformation will really happen, and we don't know when. And it's just the timing that it was the COVID-19 who make it the start of everything that we prepared.
So, Boston, I had an interview with a bicycle advocate yesterday, former Commissioner Goyola Razabal, and one of the things that we talked about during the interview was that the new normal will include the bicycle or bicicleta as the new mode of transportation. At least that's what he's predicting. Now, one of the concerns that we have about using bicycles is a lot of buildings don't allow bicycles to be brought up to their rooms or to their offices. There are no bicycle slots and all that stuff. Do you think owning a bicycle, a homeowner having a bicycle, will be part of the designing, if you will, for the new normal?
Yeah, I'm amenable for that, honestly. It's just about government. Honestly, if I'm the government, I can put up right away the bicycle lane. We don't have bicycle lane. We don't respect bicycle. But honestly, we have to really apply this as a new normal. We got so many things to adjust, especially now, in terms of design, environment, friendly. We have to incorporate solar. And this is a calling of the Mother Nature today, that you have to do something. And by implementing the new normal, like now, we're having webinar. I don't have to go out. I'm in short now. And yeah, I mean, I'm in short now. I don't have.
I wouldn't
socks.
have guessed.
Yeah, same with you, right? So we can save money. Honestly, every day I have about 200 to 300 people webinar. We save on snacks. Yeah, I'll be doing the biggest Zoom this week. 500 attendees with all the pictures there, with the uniform. I'll break that record. Everybody will be in uniform, and I will share to them. And this is the new normal. And
Don, I know you're a very overly optimistic person. I've known you for, I don't know, 30 years now, and you've always been very, very optimistic. Now, this new normal, this pandemic, this crisis that the world is suffering from, there's so many unknowns, so many variables. We still don't know what's going to happen. We might have a second wave. There's so many moving parts, and we cannot predict for certainty, for certainty, what's going to happen tomorrow. Don, based on what you have seen so far, what are the things that we know 100% for sure in your industry, knowing that it is just a series of uncertainty out there all over the world? Your industry, 100% sure. Maybe you things that you're about.
Number one, very simple. Consult the market. You have in any business, you consult the market. What's the market talking about? What do they need? What's the most important now? So if you know that, then you can win. Just like your business, whatever business people are doing now, you check what are the market needs today. They need online delivery. They need faster delivery. They need this type of food. So you cannot offer everything before that what you have been normal, and you just have to consult. And we're just so lucky that we have so many agents that are so many become my consultant in my company that I can leverage on asking. So it's just about having a market study. So we call it market study. So that's the most important.
So it's just about listening to your buyers, right? To your market.
Okay, it's both. It's both. Okay, it's about marketing and it's about studying the market. Because if you have a product and if you don't have a marketing team, still your product will not be sold. A developer called me, Ton, is there a market still with my project? Because his project was stalled in marketing last March. So he was so concerned, Ton, I still have my condo in Mactan. Will that be still sold? Because so many developers are already starting selling 2 years ago. And because of these uncertainties, they will be asking me, because since we
So
are
what
the
do you tell
biggest
them?
yeah, I tell them, boss, stay still, we'll relax, we'll check in the next 30 days, and I will give you my feedback. So by April 28th, I've been calling all of them, and I'm so happy that all my prediction is actually in my place. So what I did is for the past April, I studied, and there's still the market, because honestly, I'm so honest with them. If there's one developer in Manila, I talk to them. You know, sir, your price is so your price is so overpriced. So why? So beside you, there's a condo 3 million. You're pricing it at 6 million. You know, people now have more time to study. They can research you. What's your project? So what happened to that developer? They're giving out 30-40% discount because they know that their price is overpriced. So that's the problem. If you have an overpriced project, you have to give it away. But Visayas and Mindanao, the nice thing with these developers, they are conservative developers. They only earn few profit, and they are really concerned on the value of the product to give to their customers. So it's not overpriced. It's still in the median price, which is okay lang, acceptable by the market. But honestly, if you want to sell a project, you need a marketing. It is the marketing group that will sell your project. No matter how good is your project, if nobody is pushing it, you will never sell. And that's the reason I told them.
So you have a marketing group.
Yeah.
You have a marketing group, Ton. How do you hold meetings now? Do you also do Zoom meetings with your marketing team? And
Yes.
if so, doesn't that become less effective? Because normally, when you brainstorm for a marketing campaign, you need to be, on a round table with coffee, and
you
everything. You need to show your emotions. You need to read somebody's body language. You need to see a drawing. Does creating marketing plans, marketing concepts, marketing campaigns for real estate or any industry for that matter become more difficult for you in this new normal, since you won't be able to see each other physically and only do this sort of meeting, this digital meeting, this Zoom or other services meeting? Go ahead.
Honestly, Boss Jigger, it is just about having them accustomed to the living of Zoom and living of webinar. The issue is this: Filipino by nature, we really want to meet each other. That's the nature of the Filipino. We want to meet like that. But if you go abroad, most of them are already using this. Okay, maybe about 50-60%. We are not using this because it's very affordable to have a meeting. It's so easy to go to a meeting in a place like in Cebu. I drive 30 minutes and we can have a meeting. But in abroad, they're as far as 20-50 miles away. They're doing this. And the problem, Filipinos are not accustomed to using this. And now, if you just let people use this from time to time, then they will love this. The emotion can be thrown out on TV like this, and you can just be like talking in front of the live audience. And the beauty is this. I'll tell you a story. Last 2 days ago, I have a consultative meeting with a developer, 1 to 3 developers, okay? And Chaton, I have a property and I want to develop. And the other one, I have already the project, Mr. Euterio, can we have a meeting? Because, they cannot wait for a time, okay? Because we never know when can this be lifted. So and the impact is that the investor was so happy and said, Mr. Lito, thank you very much for being so honest. Thank you very much for being so bold in the discussion. And we are so happy. It is just like a live meeting. So it just depends on how emotional are you and how serious are you in doing meetings like this. Just like this. I mean, if you are listening to me, we're just like talking in front of each other, right? You just have
Now, I
to.
still prefer talking to you, Ton,
But in the
live. But yeah,
future,
we could get used to this. We could get used to it. You're right.
we just
Boston,
have
I know
to
you
just
have a lot of real estate agents out there, and not just under Filipino Homes, but all the real estate agents in the Philippines, all of them. What is your message to all the real estate agents who are kind of worried that their livelihood is being threatened, or they won't have any business for the next coming months, or years, or whatever the scenario will be? What is your message to all the real estate agents out there?
Yeah. So to all real estate agents, brokers, so everybody who's engaged in real estate, remember, all you have to do is just be concerned to your buyer, prepare digitally. You have to really be prepared because the transformation of the new normal is really hard hit for the real estate. So we can see so many people will be in online, doing online transaction, and you have to be ready. You have to be ready with your back office. You have to be ready with your software. You have to be ready with your network, and you have to be ready with your listing. The most important is listing, because no matter how many buyers you have online, but if you don't have properties, then still you cannot sell. So my advice is real estate is still there. It's a very vibrant market, vibrant business, and all you have to do is connect to the right company, to the right business model in the new normal.
How about all the entrepreneurs out there, Boston? Entrepreneurs like you, who are probably not in the real estate industry, but are in a different industry, but are trying to figure out, in the grander scheme of things, how to exist in this new normal. What is your message to all of them?
Yeah, thank you very much, Boss Jigger, to have this opportunity. Honestly, for the past 35, 40 days, so many friends of mine from bloggers, from online social networks, restaurants, travels, hotels, they have a hazy future, honestly. And they've been asking me, Shaton, can you help us? What's your advice? And I always tell them, just stand still, relax. If you have money, then save that money. Don't move anything, because everything is so uncertain today. Honestly, especially if you are dealing with products that you're catering customers with some personal products, like for example, restaurant, for example, online products. We don't know, because there will be so many competition today, and you have to study what products are you going to divert. So my advice for all the businessmen: go to the new normal, meet your clients in Zoom, and you have to reinvent your model. Reinvent your model 101%. Everything is gonna change, honestly, today. And that's the reason the future is social media influencer. That's the future.
So, Son, as a parting statement, Don, maybe you can give us a general message to everyone who are watching this interview, listening to this interview on their mobile devices, on their computers, on their iPads, and their laptops. What is your message to everyone watching this interview right now? As your parting statement, go ahead.
So we just have to be hopeful. So to the Pilosopo podcast, to Boss Jigger, to all the people who's listening there, be hopeful, because life is not just being alone. Life is not just being standstill. We have to move forward and just be positive all the time and pray to the Lord, because the Lord will guide you, and they will save you to the right boat. And we don't know, He will give you the next biggest business of your life. And I know you can do
And
it.
Boston, before you go, where can they find you? Where can they find Filipino Homes if they want to go and know more about the company? Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want to follow me, I'm in Instagram, AnthonyLeuterio. You go to Filipino Homes, Facebook. So, and also if you want to learn more about real estate, I just invented the new program, the first in the Philippines. We call it FIRE, FIRE. Filipino Homes Institute of Real Estate. It's a new program where you can log in. We have exam, we have school, it's free, everything is free. We'll teach you about brokerage, we teach you about how to have ethics, we teach you about rental management, we teach you about insurance, how to insure your real estate properties, everything in one school. And that is a good news for all Filipino because I devoted that to Filipinos.
So is that the website, Filipino.com, that they can go if they want?
They go to real estate. No, if they want to have a brokerage properties, they want to post, sell, they go to Filipino Homes. But if you want to learn the basics of real estate, we call it realestatetraining.ph. Realestatetraining.ph.
Okay, AnthonyLeuterio, the man, the founder of Filipino Homes, this very digital company who is making waves in spite, or even making more waves now in this new norm. It is always refreshing. It is always inspiring to talk to you, Boston. Thank you so much for taking time off from all of the webinars that you have been doing all day. I will be watching you. I will be listening to you wherever you are on the digital platforms. And I hope I can talk to you again, maybe person to person one of these days with a cup of coffee. Thank you so much, Boston. Thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless you. More power to everybody. Keep praying.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Boston.
Boss, thank you, boss.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll
tag you. I'll tag you. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, boss. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.